Okay, so we are doing blue and orange today. I've got my paint palette. My paint dried from last week. That's okay. We can wash that out and reuse those sections if we need it. Okay, we're doing blue, which you can get straight from your little containers that I got you. And you can just scoop it out with your paintbrush. And we need to make orange. Orange is in between the two primaries, red and yellow. So that's how we're going to make it. Just like last week when we made green, yellow is a light color and it can be pretty overpowered. So we're using a lot of yellow and a little bit of red to make our orange. Oh, that's a lot of red. I'm probably going to add more yellow to it to even it out. Otherwise it'll be red. That's more than I'll actually need, but it came out fast. No, yellow will get overpowered.
So more yellow?
More yellow, yeah. Red and yellow make orange, yep. And we mix in our paint palette rather than on the paper. I do not, no. I'm pouring out of my container, so it came out a little fast. You guys are scooping out with your brushes. Before you enter a new color, remember, don't contaminate your colors. You'll need to wash and dry your brush each time. You don't want to add extraneous water to it either. Okay, so I've got a lot of orange here. I'm going to go ahead and start painting my orange so I don't have to wash it out twice. And we label them so it should be easy to find where things go. Remember, pull the paint rather than pushing it. You can rest your hand on the paper when the paint is not wet where you're resting it, of course. And that'll help keep a steady hand and get straight, even line. I think it's orange. Looks orange to me. If it looks too light, add red. If it looks too dark, add more yellow. It's a judgment call. Okay, so I've got my orange there. I'm rinsing my brush. Aiden's asking, do we get the brush wet? You do every time you have to change colors, but you want a dry brush when you're working because you don't want to add water to the paint. It'll start getting thinner and streakier. That's not what we want here. If you ever want that effect, you'll know how to get it. But ooh, look at that, brush popped right off. Okay, so make sure it's clean and dry. Okay, now I'm going to scoop out some of this orange into another container as I make these gradual ones. Okay, so I'm scooping out some orange. Okay, now I'm rinsing. Okay, and now I'm just going to take a dot of blue and add it to my orange. And it does not take much blue to change this orange to a kind of burnt orange looking color. Just seriously like a dot. now we've definitely lowered the intensity of our orange. And created like a burnt orange color. I went a little too far, that's okay, we'll paint over it.
You said dot of blue.
Yeah, just a dot of blue.
Heavier measuring earlier.
Mm-hmm. It does not take much to overpower that orange. So.
This is so cool. This is so awesome, man.
And this might be a skin tone that you can kind of relate to already. And especially you can add white or black to lighten or darken it, but that might be a good basis for a skin tone right there. Okay, I'm going to rinse my brush. Again, good habits in between. Let it dry. Now I'm going to add a little more blue to it. Blue and orange. We're mixing complements. So again, does not take much. I did a dab of blue and it's already all complements mixed together to make kind of a brown color, yes. Yes.
Oh my God, Charlie.
Are you doing red and green right now? Or are you going to follow me? Orange and blue. That's what you need right now. If you're following my steps today. We are mixing complements. So I rinse my brush again. I'm going to add more blue to this mixture. I'm going to switch to my smallest brush for this tiny section too. Okay. Then we're going to work from the other side. Uh-oh, Eric. Keep looking for it. You're going to need it. Nice and dry. So we're going to work blue and gradually add more orange to the middle. So first, just pure, bright, beautiful blue. Yeah, the middle kind of turns brown gray. you're lowering the intensity every time you add the complement. Intensity is like the pureness, the strength of a color. So when it's fresh out of the tube, it's really bright and pure. And you want to save those bright colors for important moments on your painting. If you paint the whole thing with bright colors, it might fit with the Fauvus theme, but you might not be able to create a focal point for your viewer. So reserving those colors and picking your moments to use them can really help your painting. Okay, so there's blue. I'm going to scoop out some blue so I don't taint it into this other section.
And then we're adding.
More and more orange as we go.
Oh, I don't have. Don't.
That's what I said. Put it in the one next to it. You can mix it again.
You want to space it.
Yeah, and you can wash out your palette if you run out of spaces. Okay, now I'm going to add a drop of orange to this blue.
Why is yellow so thick?
Yeah, the yellow does have a thinner texture. Isn't that weird? Also, if you add black to yellow, it kind of turns olive green unexpectedly. But this blue that I just made with a little drop of orange in it, that's a cool blue. Tones it down a bit. While still having a rich color. Kind of a marine blue. When you think of like the ocean, it's not normally like bright blue. It has. And definitely not Galveston, yeah.
Alright, that's stuff.
It's paint. You can paint over it and you can fix it if you mess up. Okay, and I'm going to add more orange. Kind of does by the middle. By the middle. By the middle. Okay, that's getting another scoop of orange. Mixing it in. And some of you are noticing it does have kind of a greeny tint to it, and that's because orange has yellow in it, and blue and yellow make green. It does kind of change colors. The whole thing, we will only use primary colors, yes. Okay, a little more orange into my mixture. I'm going to switch to my little brush. That blue is pretty strong. Even in the middle, you still see blue more than brown. I'm going to zoom in a little so you can see. And I'll stop there for today. If you are confident and think you can do yellow and violet on your own, you go for it. But I will demo that tomorrow. I'm not going to keep going even though there's time, just because I want to help people if we need it.